G'day traders, Stacey Burke from Stacey Burke Trading. Daily FX levels for the British pound crosses. Today, Friday, March the 4th, 2020. Non-farm payrolls tonight, average hourly earnings, and unemployment rate. Interesting week in the markets, a bit of a spike last night on oil, and lots of movement in the pound crosses. Today, continuing our daily levels, looking at the pound Aussie. We see that on our 4-hour chart, the pound Aussie has traded briefly above that 500 round number area, still holding above the breakout from last week's high. That currently is trading underneath the 500 in our rising trend line, and so far that market has respected that throughout the week as it's made new highs. We've talked about the importance of double zeros. The pound Aussie, if we just do a quick review of the week and squeeze this together, we can see that the market came down off of 200, traded as high as 300, came off of 200, went up from the 100 pip box just late in the London, after the London Open, went up 200 pips and auctioned back down to double zeros, traded again up. Wednesday came off of double zeros again for a 200 to 300 pip move up, auctioned back down, pinned through and stop hunted down low, and yesterday came off of the 300 pip box, went up as high as 600. And today, as we head into the end of Asia, we are currently underneath of this 400, number 400 pip box. We are underneath of a pin as well from yesterday's range. This 400 area could act as resistance for a possible continuation move down, depending on how that market handles that. If we do that, we would definitely expect this to retest yesterday's low. That market has broken above and now traded below the bull candle, depending if this market is able to break back up inside to retest the highs. Currently, though, we're underneath of the double zeros, and it's possible we could actually retest yesterday's lows down towards that 300 area double zeros and extend possibly as far down to that 250 area, which is a major round number. So if we go back and look at our quarterly level, again on that 4-hour chart, it certainly with payrolls wouldn't be out of the question to possibly retest that 250 area. And again, if we see the market move up above that 400 pip area, we could possibly see it retest back up towards 500 and maybe even break back up above that and stay in the upper quarter box. Currently, though, we're trading below the 400 as we head into the end of Asia. Pound Canadian, again, another pair that had a week of making new highs in that upper quarter box on the 4-hour chart. We've had a micro trend line break. It's trading underneath of that large bear candle, which no doubt had something to do with the tweet regarding the oil from the Saudis from Trump yesterday, Canada being one of the bigger exporters of oil. This 7,500 area has acted as an auction area all week. Currently we're above that, so the market may find some support there. As we head into today's range, we're currently above the double zeros at 500. The market yesterday found support and buying off of that area. Currently maybe stop hunting traders who were short in Asia up at that 50 pip box area, but we may see this market retest the double zeros for a move back up. If this market was to head down, I would prefer to see it break down below the zeros and give us a breakout pullback continuation towards yesterday's lows. There are stops above the last swing high from the US session yesterday up at that 600 pip area. If the market was to find enough momentum to possibly layer underneath and buy through that box, we could retest yesterday's highs. With payrolls, anything's possible. So again, currently trading inside of this 100 pip box, stops above the Asia high. Wouldn't mind if this market came down, stop hunted the low of the day and gave us a move back for a long. But if this market breaks through, certainly looking for it to retest yesterday's lows. That's the 15-minute chart. The pound Swiss, again, another pair that for 2 weeks has respected this rising trend line on the 4-hour chart. We continue to make new highs and currently squeezed up very high into that upper 250 pip box above 100, 2,100. Market found a bit of support the last few days around 1950 and then finally broke through, still respecting that rising trend line. We can see that on the 15-minute chart. If we scale down, we're currently in the middle of a 00 box. The market found support yesterday off of that 2000 area when it broke through. Sorry, we'll bring this down. We had a breakout pullback in that London Open with the engulfment candle off of 00s. Currently in the middle of the box. I would prefer to see this market either bounce off the trend line and give a squeeze off of 50 to continue that long trade through yesterday's high. But if this market was to fall down, we could find support around that 2000 area. It would have possibility with payrolls. Again, this market could break down and retest underneath of 50 for a move down and breaking the trend line. Currently, though, this market has had a pretty strong run, very bullish. But again, we're in the middle of the box right now. Either looking for something to come off the top up at 00s, unless it breaks through for a continuation. Right now, though, in the middle, we may find something off that trend line for a long trade. Pound yen, another pair. We had a micro trend line break yesterday after the 3 pushes at the beginning of the week. It dropped down. Yesterday, we bounced off of, late Wednesday, we bounced off of that 3250 level. Found a bit of support, but stop hunted down low and came back up. We're sort of in the middle of that box now currently. The GY on the 15-minute chart, we've briefly traded above yesterday's high to 00s where they sold it off with the tweezers pre-Asia. We know there's stops up there. We know there's stops down below at the 00s. Yesterday the market moved up and shifted sideways before taking off. We got stops down below and we've got stops underneath of these swing highs from last night. We'll have to wait and see if this market makes a move to one side of the box or the other. Again, with payrolls, we could see them come back up, stop hunt traders up high, retesting down low. This is possibly a peak formation reversal, so this market could stop hunt low and rise. But again, until they break to one side or the other, we're in the middle of this box. 15-minute GY. Pound New Zealand, another pair that's had a fairly strong week, making new highs, and then the last couple of days just sort of staying range bound in that 250 pip box. We are up high. The 4-hour chart has a bit of a possibility of being in a bull flag. We've talked about this market. If it was to break out of this consolidation, this trading range that it's been in has a measured move potential to move strongly up towards that 2,200 area. Not saying that that's the case. This market certainly could stop hunt down and give us a double top reversal formation. But currently we've got the flagpole in a bit of a bullish pattern building up top in that upper corner. It has been strong moving up the last 2 weeks. We go to our 15-minute chart. We can see that we're underneath the highs of the week. We've got a bit of a smaller version of our flag pattern there. Not textbook perfect, but somewhat of a range-bound market at the moment. Trading between 2,100 and 2,900. Sorry, 2,900. And I guess that's 1,000, sorry, 2.10 triple zeros. Just put our markers on there. The market has sold off 3 times from that 2000 or 2.1000 area. We're currently in the middle. There's pins down at that 900 area again as well, so we're in the middle. Again, this is an area that can tend to trap traders. Payrolls, we definitely would want to see this hopefully break to one side or the other, giving us an opportunity for either a breakout pullback, continuation to retest lows, or even a stop hunt low. We've got the high of the day, the low of the day. There's stops obviously down here. You could see this market stop hunt low for the buy long. Payrolls, this could be our catalyst to break through the high of the week and continue that measured move yesterday, possibly being a peak formation low for a reset for the continuation long. Currently in the middle. And lastly, the pound. Pound is another pair that moved up strongly 2 weeks ago. Huge 750 pip move. It's actually more than that. It was almost 1,000 pips. But it's since gone sideways this week, and we've had 3 pushes to the high. But it's held strongly sort of above. After that measured move, it stayed in that upper quadrant of for a possible second measured move up. It's finding support around that 2400 area. On our 15-minute chart, if we scrunch this pair up, we can see that for the most part this market has auctions in a 50 pip box on either side of this market. If we were just to put our lines in there, around this 50 pip area on both sides, around 2400. So if we were to look at today's range and just look at our 00 boxes, again, just keeping things simple, working off the highs and the lows. This market is sold down late into the close below 2400. We know that there's been buying off this 2300 area earlier in the week. If this market was to maybe possibly retest that lower boundary, we might see a pullback and a sell setup, taking out yesterday's low. If this market was to go long, we would want to see it break through for a breakout pullback, retesting that high from yesterday. Right now, currently though, we're underneath. It's possible we could see a stop hunt high for the move down. Hopefully you got some value out of that video today, traders. Thank you again for all the feedback. Keeping things simple, identifying the boxes your market has been trading in. Personally, I like to see the markets, these pound cross pairs, move to the 00 area, as we've noticed, especially in some of the other bigger range days. These pound yen, pound New Zealand, they've moved off of these 00 levels for some fairly large trades this week, with trend and counter trend. Keep things simple, traders. Stay disciplined. Keep getting better. And may the markets go with you. Remember, it's non-farm payrolls tonight. Have a great weekend.
Hi traders, it's Stacy Burke from Stacy Burke Trading. If you haven't done so, please head over to my website at stacyburketrading.com. I create updates on almost a daily basis, and I would love for you to receive them. Just click on the blog. If you want to enter your name and your email address, I'll send you my free audio program, the 7-Step Daily Routine for High Performance Traders. This is essential knowledge for all traders in all markets, and this is for helping traders to master the market with discipline, confidence, and a winning mindset. I appreciate all your feedback and comments. As always, traders, stay disciplined, and may the markets go with you.